Doctors, I want you to think about how you first interact with a new patient. I'm talking about you, the dentist, how you first interact with a new patient in your practice. Now, there's all kinds of different ways this is done in practice. There's not one right way. But I would suggest a really cool way that might give you an awesome first impression with your patient. Now, we have seen reviews written, not only about Life Smiles, but about our clients that say they really appreciated meeting the dentist in that first appointment. And I think what I'm about to share with you is what led to rave reviews and rave comments like that. So here's what we teach. In the beginning of the new patient experience, we call it a new patient experience as opposed to a new patient appointment. It is an appointment and it is an exam, but we think it's a lot more than that. It's an experience. The new patient coordinator will typically, in the first half hour, go through these 4 steps in the first half hour. They haven't met the doctor yet. So first we take them on a quick tour of the office, the patient a quick tour. It's a 3-minute tour. It's 4 minutes if the patient's a talker. But the purpose of the tour is make a great first impression and subtly let them know what's available in the office without selling. The next part is we do a new patient interview. We sit in a consultation room and we go through 7 very specific questions with the patient where we learn their dental story. Every patient has a dental story. Unless they're 2 years old and it's their first visit to a dental office, they have a dental story. And it's to our benefit to learn what that is. Then we take the 6 digital photos. We've shared those with you here on the Less Insurance Dependence podcast. Those are digital photos we take for patient education so they can see their teeth in a way that you see them. And then we take whatever necessary radiographs. Could be bite wings, could be full mouth series, could be a digital panoramic x-ray, could be a CBCT, 3D cone beam image. Now the patient gets escorted into a treatment room where they'll meet the doctor. And so the new patient coordinator is functioning as the examining assistant, and the new patient coordinator will be on one side of the treatment chair. The doctor will come into the room, and the new patient coordinator will introduce the patient to the doctor. And she'll introduce the patient to the doctor by sharing something about the patient that has nothing to do with their teeth. Nothing to do with their teeth. For example, it might be something like this. Maria, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul, this is our new patient, Maria. Dr. Paul, Maria has a 7-year-old little boy just like you. You guys are going to have to swap 7-year-old little boy stories. And then Paul will start talking about their son, his son and her son. Oh, what's your son's name? What does he like to do? And they'll spend 60 seconds talking about their kids. Remember, nothing to do with teeth. We're not talking teeth here. All right, it might be Dave. This is Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul, this is our new patient, Dave. Dr. Paul, I never thought I'd ever find anyone that was as interested in mountain biking as you. And I actually think I found that person in Dave. He likes mountain biking perhaps as much as you do. You guys are going to have to talk gear, bikes, trails, all things mountain biking. Naren, what do you think? What do you think Paul starts talking to Dave about?
Of course, he's going to just jump right in and talk about like maybe his ride like the last weekend, or
Oh my gosh, did you ride last weekend? Wasn't the weather amazing? Where'd you go?
Right.
What kind of bike do you have? Full suspension? And they're going to spend 60 seconds. Well, if it's about mountain biking, Paul might spend 90 seconds.
I was going to say
it might be Maria. This is Dr. Paul. Paul, this is our new patient, Maria. Maria works at Fender Guitar, and she works in the customer service department with our patient, Phil. Now, where's Paul going to go with that? Oh, Maria, you work at Fender Guitar. How long have you been there? Oh, Phil's one of our favorite patients, and you guys work in the same department. How cool is that? Then they talk about Fender Guitar. Fender Guitar happens to be headquartered in Scottsdale, not far from our practice in Phoenix, and we have a lot of patients from Fender Guitar. Now, there's all kinds of cool things that are happening here. Remember, it's not about teeth, and nothing invasive is happening. You know, we've heard patients complain from previous office that they're in the office, and the next thing you know, the doctor has, you know, his gloved hands in their mouth before they've even met the doctor. Now, what kind of a first impression is that, Aaron?
That's like, oh man,
I think you shared with me that's happened to you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've been in situations where, you know, they don't even ask my name. They don't even ask, you know, talk to me. They don't even, you know, like ask me why I'm there. Like they don't even ask me.
They don't even tell you what's going to happen. Next thing you know, you're opening your mouth and you've got
like all these X-rays, and then they're like, oh, you need this, you need this. I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah.
It's like, so there's two things I want to share with you, Gary. First is, you know, my first impression as a patient going to a practice that didn't build a relationship with me, that didn't ask me why I was there, that didn't get to know me, was that they don't care about me. Of course, the minute I believe that they don't care about me, why would I stay there? I mean, would you? If you feel like the practice is not interested in you, you wouldn't stay there. You know, you'll be polite, but you're never going back. So that's really what happened to me. And now I have a wonderful dentist who knows me, who knows my family, and she takes care of our entire family. And, you know, she'll talk to me about my weight and my health and like everything me, and plus my kids. So, you know, that's the relationship you want. So the other point I want to make, Gary, is, you know, from a marketing perspective, I love influence, which is how do you get people to say yes? How do you get people to say yes to treatment, say yes to calling your office, you know, for many, many reasons. And the guru we both follow is Dr. Robert Cialdini, and he talks about 6 principles of influence. And one of those is liking. And what he says is these principles create a moment when people are 3 times more likely to comply with you. So remember, why is Paul doing this? Why is Paul, you know, having this 90-second conversation? Is because we like people who are similar to us. You know, Paul found similarity because they both like mountain biking. He found similarity because they both had a 7-year-old son, or they both know this one person. They both like this person. So using that common point of reference, he is building a rapport. Of course, when you like someone, you are 3 times more likely to say yes to whatever they recommend. So that patient is going to listen to Paul a lot more and accept treatment a lot more than a patient who doesn't have that rapport, who doesn't have that relationship.
Oh, you're absolutely right.